One, two. Is that a good one? Is that a good one? I'm here at my friend Dave and Jen's house, and we're doing a bit of a surprise Father's Day gift for Dave. He became a pop-up a year ago. So yeah, we're gonna do a little father-son photo session. Jose's in the car. He says hello, along with a bunch of stuff I haven't cleaned out in a while. Before we get into this behind the scenes of how I capture family sessions, this rig that you're seeing from my perspective of my camera is pioneered by Taylor Jackson. The link to the video of how he created this rig to get this kind of perspective is linked in the description of this video. And yeah, I just want to give credit to him. So as you saw in the last scene, a lot of stuff, a lot of life stuff, family stuff, pool stuff in the yard. So I kind of directed Dave and Will to go to the back where it's kind of wooded in their area. They're fortunate, they have a massive backyard. So we kind of started there. I like to use kind of a clean slate as my backdrop. I don't like a lot of distracting elements, and the green forest in the woods works perfectly. So I thought we'd head back there to get a few images. And as always, with every session I do, whether it's family session, portrait session, engagement session, the first few images are always a bit weird and awkward, and it's a kind of a forced thing that we have to kind of overcome. So we'll just snap a few and jump right in with 2 feet and see what we get. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's awkward, and sometimes I don't deliver those images. So I'm using a wide-angle lens today, 28mm 1.8, so I'll have Dave and William framed center for the most part, mostly because I like symmetry, and also you'll get less distortion around the edges. So the more I can put them in the center frame, the better, I guess. This is Mango. She's Jen and Dave's dog. I always like to include every member of the family, whoever's kind of around, to get into at least one combination of images, just because, you know, dogs are people too, in my opinion. Yeah, so Mango's sweet. She's very good. Yeah, here's Dave changing things up with Will. He kind of knows what will make Will smile, which is something I always lean on for parents of kids. They spend hours putting in the time to kind of get their kids to smile on a daily basis. So rather than me kind of suggesting things, I always suggest the parents, you know, what makes your kid smile, and we'll start there and build off of that. Yeah, always keep shooting. You never know when you're going to get a good organic laugh out of a kid. So the shutter's always on, always clicking away. And then, like I said, this was a gift for Dave for Father's Day, but Jen's around. I'm going to include her in a couple images because I like to include everyone, and it's just a nicer scene when you have everyone in it. And sometimes, you know, you get surprises, like this one. This is a really sweet image. I don't think they would have had Jen, you know, insisted not being in an image because she wasn't wearing the right clothes or anything. Also, it helped to have Jen there for this scene. Will's just learning how to walk, so I had them stand on either side and kind of help him walk towards me, which is always fun. I'm trying to get him riled up there. There we are. And then you get a bit of a smile, and then we go for a march. My God, this kid's cute. Look at that hair too. That's unreal. That's that's the hair that goals are made of, I think. Oh, he's so cute. Just like every shoot I do, I try to focus on small details. So the favorite details that I know about Will are his tiny toes, his tiny hands. So we got a couple images of his tiny little feet, and then yeah, just different combinations. I wanted to get a couple shots of Will and his dog. Mango is a very, very good girl. They got her around the same time that they found out they were pregnant with Will, so she's been there the whole time that Will's been alive, which has been great. She puts up with a lot, I'm sure, like most dogs with children. She's very willing and open to be placed anywhere, and she just a loving dog. So it was really easy to work with them. The two most clickable things on the internet are dogs and kids. So here we are, checking that box, making sure we get it, feeding her a stick. That's good. I'm sorry, I'm delighted by these images too. This is fun. I get to watch these again. Good girl, Mango. Yeah, I always try to shoot between scenes. So we're setting up a scene for Dave and the dog and Will, but between that, Will decided to eat a stick, so I thought that'd be a good image. Just keep clicking as much as you can. Kids are unpredictable, so I try to just shoot as much as I possibly can and hope I get something kind of fun and weird that, you know, wasn't kind of planned for. I find those usually the best images. Yeah, so here's Dave and Will on Will's level. I think it's always important to change perspectives, especially when it comes to shooting small kids, just because you want to get something that's more on their level. And yeah, it's one of my favorite images. And then I always like to include rules of three whenever I can into images, so I decided to put Mango in there because she's such a cooperative and good girl that we got a couple images of the three of them. And these are some of my favorite images, especially with that light patch hitting right there. That was not planned. It just kind of worked that they were in the shade. You get this really nice natural vignette with this nice light, spotlight kind of in front of them. I thought it was really sweet. Yeah, some of my favorite images. And then once we got all the safe images, I had Dave and Will walk to the back of the yard just because, I thought it'd be good to have a couple shots of them when they're in their hats, two gentlemen about town in their yards. And then also because Will's hair is fantastic, I thought we need to get a few images of Will without his hat because that hair is just... It's its own area code, so it needed to be featured on its own. And again, leaning on Dave to get the kind of shots that I know will make William laugh. I know Dave pretty well. I know he likes to throw his kid around. What I didn't know is how much of a laugh we'd get after the shot. So we got some shots of him in the air and then a shot of him laughing, losing his mind at the end. And yeah, that's kind of that's the session. That's the highlights of the session. All in all, it was about 20 minutes long. We did not have to go far from their house.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Let's go, Will. Fast.
Oh my god, Dave! Dave!
I've never seen that face before.
It's amazing! Look at
It's like when you catch kids on roller coasters.
that is fantastic, Will. Thanks, man.